In my mind, I thought the path would end up being in the Ivy League and playing football there, and within a few days I had to make the decision if I wanted to stop playing football and just go to a college somewhere. And I ended up taking the route of going to a junior college, which was Trinity Valley, which is in Athens, Texas.
We were looking for a quarterback at the time. Mike had done some really good things at Trinity Valley. We saw him before the mid-year in the recruiting process, went and saw him, and from there he liked the idea of coming to UMass. He liked the system we ran.
Even going back to when I was little, that was always the goal, to be a Division I quarterback. I talked with my brother and we just kind of sat down and hashed it out and realized that chase the dream of being the Division I quarterback that you want to be. And so that's the pathway that I chose. Now being able to play in these huge stages like VEC, and then just last week against Charlotte and even against FIU, it definitely means the world. And you always want to come out on top and win and with every single game, but just to definitely be able to get my feet wet in that BC game, and as well as getting more experience in the FIU game, helped me a lot and meant a lot for coming into the Charlotte game this past weekend.
He's a very curious guy, and I think that goes back to him being so smart and him wanting to be perfect, and not only in the football world but also outside in the classroom. His 4.0 GPA, studied the defense, he knew our game plan, he played well within the game plan, but then going back he made a lot of great plays, extending some plays with his feet and his athleticism to give us some first downs and score some touchdowns.
I like to say, given that I did play in junior college and we did play in a lot of what we considered big games, they weren't primetime television or anything, big games and have monumental impacts for our season. I'd already felt that pressure before, and so it wasn't this past week. It was just, do your job, handle your business, you're prepared to do it, go out there and have fun. I didn't have any jitters, I was just more excited than anything, just get out there and get hit, throw the ball, run the ball, things like that.
And you become more and more seasoned as you go with each play, positive or negative, and so he can take from those plays in FIU and line up against Charlotte and have that in the back of his head and be able to do something different. He was able to take some of that from FIU, and then also certain plays during the Charlotte game, or even things that happened in the first half, he was able to respond and do some things in the second half adjustment-wise. And so that was impressive to see by him, just the fact that he was able to play through certain situations and then also verbalize what he was seeing just every play, and then take that to the next series he was out there, just for a guy who's just started his first game here with us.
Honestly, the growth I've seen in myself since I first came to UMass about 1.5 years ago has been monumental. Kind of looking into myself and kind of realizing what it is I wanted to get out of it and how much work I wanted to put in over the off seasons and during spring football, and sitting there and really diving into learning the playbook and getting to know the players more and understanding Coach Whip's trying to get out of the offense. And as going into this season, I felt really confident that I finally understood what it was we were trying to do on offense and the playbook and the intricacies of reading defenses and coverages and things like that. And then as the season progressed, with going into BC, it was my first time stepping foot on the field. I actually had to throw the ball and get up and get in the huddle and different things like that. It's been fun to progress and go from a couple drives to an entire half at FIU to then having an entire game at Charlotte. And it's every week is about getting better. I think every player, that's their goal, is to understand what mistakes did you make, what did you do good, and how can you then build off that next week and put out a better product than you did before.